we're going to go back to Gary and Grace in Hayward.
Dominique, I wish you were here. We're being entertained by Rattleshake, Grace.
Rattleshake, and they're going to lose their voices in about 1 month. 1 month.
No, I'll tell you what, they come complete with roadies, the whole act. They just had to come across the street, but they've got a whole entourage. I like it. All right. What we're going to do now is introduce you to a real special man who is, in fact, the brains behind the concert here today. And he's a man that also has been the scoreboard operator at the Oakland Coliseum for 22 years.
Ow!
Yeah, a long time. Let's take a look at the man known by his students as Wild Man. Here comes Chet Farrow.
Okay, on the CG that you have back there, okay, for this top 10. Okay, do you, Trinity, the music video's ready to go? Yes. Are you ready?
Yes, go.
Gee, we're all set, huh?
All right, quiet on the set.
Chet Farrow is a man in demand at Monte Vista High School in Danville. As the faculty advisor of the TV production class, Farrow's unconventional approach to education has made him one of the school's most popular teachers.
None of them are like Chet. Chet's like the most original. You can go up to Chet, just talk with him. Chet gets you interested in it. Not so much the technical way, but he's an interesting guy, so he makes you want to get involved in the class.
He's a wild man. No, he's a really good teacher.
From 8 a.m. to mid-afternoon, he's on the go, teaching electronics and directing Monte Vista's weekly news and entertainment program.
You can catch the Arsenio Hall show every night of the week.
But when the studio lights go out, Farrow doesn't stop. He's just beginning his other job as a volunteer concert promoter for Children's Day around the Bay.
Then when you're looking at the front of the stage from left to right will be almost a complete 90 feet.
We're going to take a look at the backstage area now in terms of the facility here in the field house.
Most Bay Area entertainers know Chet Farrow. He's promoted concerts over the past 20 years, but this is his biggest event yet. Organizing performances by 6 music groups, arranging refreshment stands with dozens of food vendors, directing hundreds of volunteers, setting up a 60 by 40-foot stage, all for an anticipated crowd of up to 6,000. Well, it's a job most concert promoters would demand top dollar for. Chet Farrow is doing it for free.
Ready, 5.
His students at Monte Vista High School are volunteers, too.
5.
In fact, his kids are the only reason why he devotes so much of his time to projects outside the classroom.
My students at the high school level have an inherent interest in music and in television and rock and roll in general. And to allow them to get involved takes the same basic skills in terms of cooperation, working with others, working under pressure. It puts the real world right in front of them. I just want this to be a great experience for myself and my students, for the bands, and then hopefully make some money for Children's Hospital at Stanford.
All right, alongside is Chet Farrow, and as we said, a man of many talents, scoreboard operator, 22 years with the A's. What got you involved, though, here? What was the springboard to have this concert?
Well, it turned out that this is the 4th Children's Day, and the first 3 I wasn't involved in at all, but a former student of mine, Michael Coates, who owns his own company called Gloto & Coates Publicity in San Francisco, was on board on the Children's Hospital first 3 shows, and they needed a promoter to put together a fairly large show. Why they didn't go into Bill Graham, I don't know. I tell you, there's no one who does this any better than Bill Graham. But I've worked for the past 20 years putting shows on at Monte Vista, about 3 a year I average. And so I worked a lot with the Greg Kidd Band and Y&T and those people. And so they knew going in that about the biggest person I could land, certainly not a great slick, but I could land a Y&T, and so I was able to.
In 20 words or less, why have 4 of your Monte Vista students come up here and said, Chet is a wild man?
Well, in 20 words or less, I guess, is that I lack a little bit of discipline, I think, in the classroom, and I guess I'm on the side of kids, okay? And it's funny in education, it's real simple and straightforward. Either you are a good disciplinarian and you go along with the rules of the administration, that type of thing, or you take a few chances, and I take a few chances.
And the principal, you still get along with him?
Yeah, I do.
I bet Grace you'd enjoy a teacher like that when you were in high school.
Well, I'm just enjoying him right now because he's so slender, and now I know why. Just before we went on, he's sitting here and he's going like this. Well, this guy's constant in motion.
All right. You are, then you're responsible for Rattleshake being here?
Yeah.
It's your fault. Okay. no, we're teasing. We want to thank
Gary,
the group.
Watch your lips.
All right, Round Table Pizza and...
Oh, Round Table, I'm there all the time. Rattleshake.
We want to thank Round Table. They're bringing you Rattleshake. And I'm kidding the fellas. Here they come.
Look out.
Great cause. We'd like to sing. Bye bye. Are you feeling all right? Are you feeling all right? You know what? We'd like to say thank you, America. Look at this. How you doing? You ever seen a better thing? Stand up your pose, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see y'all get it all in on it, huh? Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Well, here we are in San Jose. We're going to be here right up until about 6 o'clock tonight. So we want you to come down and join the party here. The Heartbeat's on stage right now. One of many acts that are going to appear here. Ann Mack from Lockheed's Bucks of the Month Club is with us right now. And what do you have for me?
I have a check presented from the Lockheed employees to Stanford Children's Hospital in the amount of $22,612.
That is absolutely marvelous. Now, where does this money go, Ann?
This money is going for medical equipment. for the Children's Hospital.
Now, how do you determine how much to raise each year? Because you've been doing this for some time now, haven't you?
Yes, we've been doing for several years. The hospital sends a bill to us telling us what kind of medical equipment or what they need for that year, and then the B&C committee makes a determination as to what they want to spend that money for and what they want to give it to and how much they want to give.
Well, God love you. Thank you very much for your effort, and thank all the people at Lockheed for it.
Thank you very much. Lockheed employees are very giving.
All right, they sure are. Ann Mac, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've got a group of kids over here from, oh, here we are. Here we are. Hang on, Amy. I'll be right with you. I'm going to take care of this business right here. Who do we have here? What's your name?
Shannon.
Hi. What grade are you in?
First.
And what school do you go to?
Cayman.
And what do you have for me today? Money, I bet, for Children's Hospital. Can I see the check that this group... Oh, here it is. $174.95. And how did you collect this?
We had a penny drive.
A penny drive. You went around with your cans and collected it door to door. Is that it?
Yeah. No, we went to school and we collected money around the house, and then we took it to school and put it in the bucket.
That's great. Thank you very much. And look at these faces. Where did you learn to do this makeup?
We got it. Their face got painted.
It's very, very nice. Thank you. Kiss all the friends for me at school, okay? All right. Hi. Amy Tabagi is a... How old are you, Amy?
I'm 14.
Okay, and what school do you go to?
South Valley Cardin in Almaden.
Now, you are at... Grace Slick.
On my right, I would say the headliner here today at our concert at Cal State Hayward. Our Love's in Jeopardy, baby, Mr. Greg Kinn. Welcome, Greg.
All right. Great to be here.
What prompted you to get involved in Children's Hospital?
Well, you know, in the rock business, we get inundated with a lot of offers to do benefits, but I try to limit it to just things that have to do with kids.
Right now. I can hear the
I work with Dwight Clark for the missing children, and I usually, if it's something to do with kids, I think you have a lot better chance of getting most of the rock community involved, just because it's something for the future, something you can build with.
Greg said I'll come on and do the interview as long as I don't have to put my jeans on.
Yeah.
So we've got these legs.
Yeah.
Anyway, coming
Best
up
legs in
today,
rock
you
and
were
roll.
telling me real quick, you're going to do a thing on Marla Maples.
Yeah, this is going to be a world premiere of a song I just wrote. It's called the Talking to Milda Marcus, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Marla Maples, Ivana Trump, Leona Helmsley Blues.
This crowd is really going to be into Imelda Marcos and Leona
It's going to go right over their heads.
Yeah,
here.
good luck.
No shot on this one.
All right, Greg has a special guest. Or thank you, Greg, and Grace is ready to go. All right.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, Grace.
David, we'd like to thank you on behalf of Bass for all the input that you've had. Why don't you tell us what you've done?
Well, we've been effective in donating our services primarily, distributing tickets for the people that have come here today to get them out there. Not a service charge attached to them with a normal range, printing tickets. It's the type of thing that we like to do on many causes throughout the year. We've donated our...
Yeah, it makes you feel good. I think all the people involved in this are doing a variety of different things. And there's always something about doing it for somebody beside yourself that feels just a little bit better.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it's great to make money, hey, but, you know, it just feels good.
It does
Not only
feel
that, but the weather is cooperating. So thank you, David.
Thank you.
You know, Grace, we want to thank, of course, people helping put on today's program, Motorola, and your favorite...
Mobile phones, Mobile.
You know, it's kind of funny. We're out here. We're missing the Giants game at Candlestick. Greg is a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
My director, Fred, it's a major event. They have me direct Buschard. Fred, if we can get that Giant score, Greg is on pins and needles.
I'd like to know.
He is predicting that the Giants will come back and win the National League West.
But don't quote me on that in October.
Man. No offense, Greg. You're a great musician.
No, but we still have faith. There's got to be something bigger than what we're doing here.
All right, we'll get that Giant score. Big Band Beat is going on behind us. We will pick them up.
Big Bang.
Big Bang.
Let's get that right here.
Without my cue cards, I'm in trouble. Here they are.
See the French, folks. Check the French.
Nice work if you can get it. I ain't got it yet. Heavy metal.
them old cats knew how to
We're
rock,
going to say
too.
goodbye here from Hayward. Remember, at 4:05, set the VCRs. Greg Kinn will be on. Grace, I can only maybe give you a hopeful. Our fingers are crossed. We're going to go to Stanford, possibly the excitement of Tom Linden, okay?
Why do you say possibly?
Because I'm not sure. Let's go to Children's Hospital. Maybe Tom Linden. Let's see.
Possibly Tom. Here he comes.
Well, take a look at this, folks. This is Suzanne, and I'm showing you a music synthesizer made by Atari here at Children's Hospital at Stanford. It's being donated by Atari to the hospital. Frank Foster's here to tell us how this thing works.
Well, this is really a new approach to musical instruments. The pads are very sensitive, and a computer actually helps control the chords and so on, so that kids who are starting out can play and have instant positive feedback because all the notes are correct.
That makes it easy. I might like to try this a little bit later on. Joan Avanzino works with the kids. She's a music therapist. You must have the children standing in line to get a turn.
Barry Radnich and Grace Slick. It's not the Giants game, but we promised you sports. We're going to Cal State Hayward.
Jerry, I like the line. I have not, Jerry's doing play-by-play. I have not seen any spillage at this point.
I know, I like that.
Hey, Jerry mentioned the Giants game. Our director, Fred Bushart, that's why he is the king, went out and got that Giants score. 7-3, they lead Houston with the game winding down.
Yeah.
I know. Hold on to something, Grace. I know you're a big baseball fan.
No, but I was wondering about the fellow that did the scorecards for 20 years. Now, they used to be you just put the things in there, and now it's like you got to know how to run a computer, right?
Oh, that, and you have to have dot racing.
So if you're an idiot, you're out of the game. Okay.
You know, alongside Grace, you were asking who's the former lead singer of Rattleshake. I have him here. Lee Bateman, who gave up a career in rock music. No, I'm just...
I did that to put myself through college.
No, Vice President, Business Affairs, Cal State Hayward. I was teasing. You have no connection with the Rattleshake?
That's correct.
All right. But in all seriousness, how did you come to have people tear up your stadium like this?
Well, we were approached by the people from Stanford.
All right.
And they asked that we, if we would be able to host the concert today. And we said, of course, we'd like to do anything we could to help the Children's Hospital at Stanford. And so the event went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be having a good time, and everybody at the university is proud to have them here.
Okay. You have been terrific hosts, but be honest, you'd rather hear Perry Como than these guys.
No. Oh, I heard Proud Mary on the way down. It was just great.
All right. Hey, thanks very much, Lee.
Thank you.
All right, Grace. Do you believe him?
Yeah, well, a little. I believe about half of it. On my left, we got Dennis Erickson from BAM magazine, B-A-M. And tell us what you've done.
Hi, Grace. Well, instead of telling you what you've done, I want to tell you why we did it, because I think that's more important. I have 4 children, Lainey, Darcy, Willie, and Miranda. And the people at BAM now, we started out as young kids 15 years ago, but now we all have children. And this is an opportunity to help children everywhere. We gave a couple of pages of advertising and made sure that people knew about the events. But mainly, it's just a chance for all of us as parents now to be able to help.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis.
My pleasure.
We're going to go... Yeah, we're going to go pretty soon to another song.
This Big Bang
Big
Beat.
Bang Beat. And the song will be called Shake a Tail Feather.
Jeez. You know, you did that as well as your daughter does on MTV. I like it. I like it.
I watch my daughter. I get these things because I've never had to announce. I just come up and act like a jerk. You know?
All right, here they come.
Big Bang Beat. Shake a tail feather.
From San Francisco, one time for David Morgan on the bass. One time for Katie Gathorn on vocals. Just one time for Kathy Kennedy on vocals. One more time for Lorna McGow on vocals. Singing that last song, the fabulous Annette Olison. This next song is going to be live on television right now, all over the Bay Area. So, get on your dancing shoes. It's time to shake a tail feather. I know that the boogaloo is out of sight, and a single tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Come on, baby. No, baby. Wow, I'm saying baby. Everybody do the twist. Now do the monkey. Do the jerk. Everybody do the twist. Hey! Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail. Oh, there are bands that you've been dancing to all over the USA. Why didn't you call on us? How did you think we'd play? We know that the boogaloo is out of sight. The shingle is a thing tonight. When you get big bang beats, hey, you know they're gonna do it right. 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 Yeah, come on, baby. Everybody gonna dance. Hey, I wanna dance. Hey, let's do the twist. Hey, let's do the twist. Let's do the monkey. Hey, now do the mashed potatoes. The mashed potato. Hey, throw a little gravy on top of that mashed potato. Come on. Hey, yo, it's really hot up here. I'm so hot. Let's do the swim. Hey, do the swim. Oh, do the backstroke. Do the boogaloo. They know that the boogaloo is out of sight. Hey, the boogaloo is so right. Hey, we're gonna do it. Oh, we're gonna do the. How about the bird? The bird. Do the bird. Hey. Woo-ha! A little bit higher. Hey, do the bird. Let's hear it one time. One time for the solid vinyl dancers right here. Now do the monkey. We're gonna mash potato. Now we're gonna do the twist. Come home, do the twist. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail feather. Bend over, let me see you shake a tail. Hey! Thank you! Thank you, everybody! Yay! You're wonderful! Thank you! We are Big Bang Beats!
Boy, a terrific show from Big Bang Beat. Grace and I are going to leave you now and go down to Emerald J. Emerald, I know you got a lot of pull here on this telethon. Are you getting Gorbachev before we say goodbye?
We will get him on sometime before midnight. How about that? Well, we've had music of our own here, different brand of music. Linda Arnold with her...
Yeah, hello, Suzanne. Miss Slick and I have been joined by Tramaine Hawkins, who just stole the show about a half hour ago. We'll be meeting Miss Hawkins in a moment, but now we'll go up to the stage. Greg Kinn, you remember his million seller. What's the name of it, Grace?
Fred.
Grace didn't buy it. Here he is.
This is called I Can't Stop Hurting Myself.
Greg Kinn and his band entertaining. It's kind of neat. A few moments ago, Tramaine Hawkins says to Grace Slick, what an honor to meet you. And we have these two great vocalists on the same stage. Tramaine, I'd like to ask you first, so you were invited down to perform in the Sammy Davis Jr. funeral. Can you share that special moment with us?
Well, at first, it was a real overwhelming and surprising. I got a call at 1 o'clock in the morning from Reverend Jesse Jackson, who's a real special friend of mine. I've been a real fan of his, and he's mine for many years now. And he was up at a concert, a live recording that I did on May 5th and 6th. So when he called me at 1 o'clock, he says, Tramaine, there's no people that are singing on the program except for Sammy. Says, I want you to sing before I do eulogize him. And if you can get down here about 6 o'clock, so I mean, you know, we're talking 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock. I said, wow, yeah, I'll get down. You know, what can I say? I mean, I met Sammy Davis in '82. After I did my first solo album, I met him through his wife, Alta B. And it was such an honor to be there for such a wow, the entertainer of entertainers. I mean, that's who he was. And a real genuine, loving, kind man. And it was the least I could do. It's just great to be there.
I find it hard to feel a great amount of emotion over something and sing at the same time. I was thinking about that when you said, when they told me that you had sung there, and I'm thinking of singing and crying at the same time, which can't be done. Your throat just closes up, and that would scare me because I want to honor the man, but I'd be afraid that I just, you know, like crumble.
There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole room was filled with so much love. Someone asked me, said, you know, Tramaine, having all those celebrities out there, all those who's, you know, I mean, the who's who of who's who. I mean, you know, God, the whole entertainment field was there, you know. And they said, weren't you nervous? I said, you know, ordinarily I'd have been nervous out of my skin. I mean, my knees and feet, but you know, I'd have been shaking all over the place. I said, but there was so much love for that man there, you know.
All right.
Yeah. There was so much love in that room. So, I mean, I couldn't do nothing but just sing and love.
All right, great.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about, singing and love.
Thanks, Tramaine. The name of your new record is?
The new record is coming out. It's going to be Tramaine Brings It Home. But the one that I did, the last album I did was The Joy That Floods My Soul, which is What Should I Do On It.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
We're coming back. Next time we're back, the concert promoter, Michael Coates. That'll cause excitement. Stay tuned. Michael Coates live. Bob Jimenez in San Jose.
Bob Jimenez.
Here, let's go to Tom Linden. Oh, we're going to Gary Radnich.
Thank you, Dominique. That's the first time I've ever been confused for Tom Linden. Anyway, baseball. Thanks. Baseball scores real quick. Giants 7, Houston 3. That's the final. Kansas City beat Oakland 8-2. And Grace, before we meet our special guest, you have some people that you want to thank.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Bob Walker from Sound on Stage. He helped with the sound system. And Phil, where do you get this? Phil from Scaffolding Unlimited.
Used to hang out there, huh?
He helped create our 40 by 60 foot stage. We read their names only.
All right.
Also, thank Chateau Limousine of Mill Valley, Richard and Jackie McLean.
Okay, great.
And we'd like to thank Gonzo, but we can't figure out what to thank him for.
All right. Why don't we introduce Gonzo for? Hello, Gonzo.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
How much is that giant shirt worth? I know they're on a roll, but it's been kind of rough of late.
I did the fantasy. I got it free at the fantasy camp.
And an ace cap too.
I'm keeping everybody happy today. That's my flavor saver, Grace. Don't touch it.
Okay.
Gonzo, real quick, you make your living making people laugh, but what attracts you to a cause like this, Children's Hospital?
I have a child who's 5 years old. I've been involved with kids, missing children and things like that for a long time. I worked with the Doobie Brothers for Stanford Hospital once. I got such a kick out of it, and I knew I was doing a good thing. So, hey, I live in Fremont. It's a stone's throw away, so I'm down here.
You here with your wife today?
Yeah, it's our anniversary today.
Then why don't you take your glasses off so people can see that you're here? All right.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Joe.
Hey, thanks, Gon.
Thank you very much, Gary.
All right.
Thank you, bud.
Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
Grace, you know who's promoting all the acts today?
Who's
the man who said if we can get Rattle Shake, we'll have a hit? Michael Coates.
Thank you, Gary.
How did you decide on the acts to perform here today?
Basically, they were in town, and that did it. And
it's just I wanted to do some comedy with Grace. It was actually Paul Kantner's request.
He said, I want rattleshake. Paul did.
He said, Grace will love it.
Hey, who's this young lady with you?
This is Mary Frances McCormick. She's the daughter of Tim McCormick, who's our production manager today.
Okay.
And she's a big Doobie girl, and she's been hanging out and been on the road with the Doobie Brothers for a long time.
Great show, and Miss Hawkins tore it up.
Tramaine Hawkins, I mean, what can you say?
We're going to go up on stage. Greg Kim is going to tear it up.
All right. We're going to do a song. This song is about breaking up. Anybody ever broke up before? I did this for you. It's called the breakup song.
afternoon, everybody. We're going to break into Children's Day just for about a minute to let you know that the Reagans have arrived in San Francisco. You are looking at a live picture from San Francisco International Airport, where former President Ronald Reagan has just landed. Now, as you know, Mr. and Mrs. Reagan are coming to San Francisco, of course, to meet Soviet President and Mrs. Gorbachev. They are due here later tonight. In fact, the Reagans are arriving in the same security area that will be used for the Gorbachev Soviet aircraft, and they're telling us that's due in, about 5 hours from now.
And obviously, the Reagans are not going to deal with the people at the airport right now. This is the Coast Guard ramp where they are. It's called Ramp Q. It is the most secure area of the airport. It's at the far end of the field. There's Mrs. Reagan peering out the window now. This area is regularly used for important dignitaries visiting the Bay Area. For presidents, Pope John Paul II was brought here, as well as Queen Elizabeth.
When they leave the airport, the Reagans are going to motorcade to the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. They'll spend the night there, and tomorrow they will drive from the hotel to the Soviet Consul General's residence. That's on Broadway, where the Gorbachevs are staying, and for what is being officially called on the schedule, conversation and coffee.
There has been a great deal of conjecture that this trip is important to both presidents, Reagan and Gorbachev. There have been reports in the press that President Reagan's image has been tarnished since he left office, and this visit with the Soviet leader helps to reestablish Reagan as a world figure. And for President Gorbachev, the visit is also apparently important. The Soviet advance team members let it slip this week that Gorbachev plans to present Mr. Reagan with a Soviet Medal of Honor in recognition of Reagan's accomplishments. So far, that has not been confirmed by the Reagan staff.
But if he gets the medal, it won't be a surprise at this point. Also, some apparent controversy, remember, over the get-together with the Gorbachevs because Mrs. Reagan initially not invited. And now we're going to go to Minneapolis, apparently, where Gorbachev, remember, is still in Minneapolis. You're looking at a live picture of Gorbachev. The party arrived there earlier today after a flight from Washington, D.C.
In Minnesota today, the Gorbachevs had lunch with the governor, and they held meetings with business and agricultural leaders. There have been a number of personal stops along the way, including one with a young girl who had performed in Moscow as a member of the mime theater troupe. And Mr. Gorbachev, as we say, heading this way. He's due in here in about 5 hours from now, and of course we'll be following him and President Reagan and South Korea's president as well throughout their historic visit here to the Bay Area.
And just to recap quickly, the Reagans have just arrived in San Francisco. We're now going to rejoin Children's Day Around the Bay with Dr. Tom Linden.
Thank you, Catherine. We go from international diplomats to French pastry, and we can take a look at it right now. If we can zoom right in on it, it is delicious.
The group behind us is called Y&T, and they're an East Bay group. In fact, they opened for Ozzy Osbourne. What's that?
What does that stand for?
Yesterday and today.
Thank you.
In fact, it's a little-known fact. Grace once stood in line 24 hours to see an Ozzy Osbourne concert. Y&T opened for Ozzy Osbourne. Did you enjoy that night?
I like staying out in front in like a kind of a sleeping bag better than the concert, actually.
Here comes Y&T.
I think we got it now. I think we got it. Here we go. This is the first single off the new record. Distractions, take it all. The mask won't let you see. Ain't that enough? Till you unleash all your emotions. I'll be here waiting. Got love, you want it. We'll take it as it comes. Touch my touch, little by little. I'll take your heart. Don't be afraid of the dark. Take my hand, little by little. We'll break down these walls. Don't be afraid of the dark. No. feel away. I don't need words to say. Ooh, touch by touch, little by little, I'll unchain your heart. Don't be afraid of the dark. Take my hand, little by little, we'll break down these walls. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the dark. Right now. Ooh, too many words to say. From my hand to your heart, touch by touch, little by little.
All right, we'll be back with more Y&T live in Hayward. Gary and Grace Slick. We're going to throw it down to Mr. Jimenez, who is working the room in San Jose. Bob.
Actually working a great crowd is the Peace Gospel Choir.
I'm going to go right to this fellow, and look at what it says on his shirt. With something like that on your shirt, I'm not even going to ask him what his real name is. We'll let you tell him, and what are you doing here, and how did you come to be involved in this?
Well, first of all, I'm Scary Gary from 98.5 KOME. I'm having a blast this afternoon.
I knew his name was going to be something like that. Go ahead.
See, and you've been thwarting my advances all afternoon. I'm disappointed as all get out. Actually, this is our third year involved with Children's Day around the Bay. We figure at KOME we have the ears of the most active Bay Area audience, and so we try our best to heighten their awareness to such worthy causes as this one. And it's been a great day with rock and roll and Y&T and everyone else who's performed. I saw you and Gary both dancing a little bit
Can you say
earlier.
what the next song is?
Can I see what the next song is?
Yeah.
I think it's Summertime Girls from Y&T.
Their next hit.
It's the old hit, but that's cool. It's still a hit.
It's a major million seller. It sold 5 million. Here it is.
And good-looking guys, too, you know. Yeah, this one's called Summertime Girls. Just wanna watch the girls go by. It's like poetry in motion against a hot summer sky. I'm in love.
so she did twice in 48 hours. Her name is Emerald Ye.
Well, actually, that is her name, Gary. You have that right. I think the volume has sort of affected your hearing. All right, thank you.